Hello everyone, CrystalFissure here. Before starting this video, I just want to quickly acknowledge these leaks here that have been posted by someone on Reddit. They've since been deleted, but they're uploaded to Imager. They are apparently of the Spyro logo, the new Spyro logo. Apparently the trailer is set to drop tomorrow according to this guy. And yes, I'm also aware of the Falcon McBob stuff. I just want to quickly get this out the way because there's plenty of other better analysis videos like VTN Vivies and Canadian Guy and all those other guys that are doing stuff. So check out that. Instead, I'm here to talk about fan games, which, you know what? I'm just as passionate about fan games as I am about the remakes, if more. And this is Spyro Morta's Mayhem. It has been over a year since we've seen any substantial footage from Morta's Mayhem, which has been developed by Pinball Dude 97 and FaithSDK, two talented, young, under 30-year-old individuals. That seems to be the general demographic here. We got people in their late teens, early 20s working on these games, and they are very, very, very skilled. But still early in the development process, as you're seeing here. You are seeing some pretty damn cool, semi-modern sort of looking Spyro, with fundamental game design and sort of fundamental the way Spyro is made, is looking very, very good, and but still not in its final stages. It's mainly about getting the gameplay right and about getting the controls right, and it looks like in terms of controlling Spyro, it looks pretty decent. Probably not as far as some of the other fan games such as Myths Awaken and Spyro 2 Spring Savanna, but they are working with a more, modern look, and so therefore they're trying to make it a bit more, PS2 era Spyro rather than PS1, at least graphically. There's a lot of little things about this game that are quite exciting, and it's the fact that there was a Zoe, by the way. There's exciting things such as the fact that Spyro apparently is not the only playable character, which is something that is very, very intriguing to me. You'll see we have working Sparks as well, working weird-looking enemies that kind of remind me a little bit of, Hero's Tale. This sort of style reminds me of Hero's Tale because essentially there were only two major sort of modern Spyro games on the PlayStation 2 on the 6th generation era. So I guess everything kind of reminds me of Hero's Tale more than anything. What was it called? The Enter the Dragonfly was sort of the redheaded stepchild or something like that. I mean, fundamentally it kind of tried to look like the originals, but it ended up not. The eggs, I will say, I really like the eggs. The eggs look really sort of modern, and not like from the PS1 era. They do actually look like a genuine upgrade. But a lot of the textures, what is that? Oh yeah, that's the changing. Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, yeah. I forgot about this. So no, I was mentioning before how you can change characters. Look at that. We now have a playable Ember, which, hey, to be honest, almost looks pretty much looks better than the one in the actual game. So a lot of textures and stuff like that are nowhere near final. From a personal preference, I do prefer the other two fan games in terms of the textures because they're working with the fact that it looks exactly like the older one. So there's a lot more of an uphill battle, I think, with Morta's Mayhem. And that's why you don't see updates as often because, just fundamentally they're working with a more modern look. And I don't believe that I believe, these guys, that they're more good at coding and stuff like that, and like enemy design. You can see it, like the enemies look better than the textures. Again, but this is not final as well, and I just have to keep reinforcing that to you guys. Of course, Skybox is not even in place as well, and I think, looking at this footage, it's really cool, but it makes you realize just how important a Skybox is to a level's design. I mean, it's super important. And and other things like shading and vertex lighting and coloring and stuff like that. There we go. There goes Ember. Completely done. Goodbye. 3 lives left. Oh, that's a cool little logo. That is a cool little logo. And it's not specific to Spyro as well. Anyway, let's change to Flame here. What does he actually flame? Oh, molten rocks or something like that. Wow. And look at the snout. The snout is very, very reminiscent to the one in A Hero's Tale, which was always like people were like, hey, isn't Flame just a red Spyro? But no, there was a difference. It was like the snout / nose sort of was actually different, and this is almost a more comical version of that. I like it. By the way, Moneybags in the background there. I don't know if this is an actual level. My guess is that it's a testing level. Now this is an old mate here that is I actually don't know. I don't know his or her name yet, which is my bad. It does look like an ice breath or something like that. I actually, spoiler alert, kind of, well, not spoiler alert, that's the wrong term, but we sort of misuse that all the time. I actually never watched the full video. This is kind of a live thing, kind of like what I did with the Spring Savanna video, the first one. Yeah. Anyway, this is Ember. Not everyone's favorite. Sorry, not Ember. Jeez. Oh my, I'm keeping that in. I'm keeping that in because that's a disgrace. You should call me out on that one. What's it called? Cinder. Cinder. That's right. Cinder's the one that's got the electric breath. Okay. Now that could be in the Legend of Spyro games, but I actually would have no idea at all. Boom. Now there's a very, very forceful. Sorry. There's a very, very forceful. What's the word? The way that the charge works, it's quite significant. It's quite like a sort of a focus in the, refocusing of the camera or something like that, for lack of a better word. This is again something that's not final, but I think it looks okay. But I think it could be reined back in just a touch, just to kind of make it a little bit less apparent, because it kind of, it sort of, if you're sort of charging back and forth and stuff like that, it sort of goes really quite drastically between ones. Will we get a game over screen? That is the real question. Anyway, there's Spyro again. Spyro does look pretty damn fantastic, I must say. FaithSDK did a lot of the designing for that as well. Who is so this is actually a brother and sister team, for anyone that didn't know, which is interesting. If you're interested in your Morta's Mayhem developer lore, it's very cool to see siblings actually get along and create a project like this. Hey, if me and my brother were working on a game, I wouldn't even get past the first step. So they've done an excellent job. There's good old Moneybags. How you doing there, fella? No voices yet. No voice acting yet. I'm sure that'll be something they'll consider down the track. You and your friends can't go sniffing on the other islands yet. There seems to be something wrong with this gate that even I can't get it to budge. Even with a little help with some gems, so I won't bother. Come back later and you get a key. So maybe this is a full level? I don't know. I'll have to find out. I am personally, with me, I'm someone that just absolutely loves, what's it called? Maybe we can make it over there, can we? Yes. No, we can't. I love ice levels, so I'm really excited to see their take on an ice level if they do one. Anyway, there's a little message here at the end, as you can see. Yeah, so just reinforcing everyone, but because before, a lot of people will probably critique the way it looks and stuff like that, but it is not done. Okay, so that's, that doesn't mean that you can't, say, oh, I don't personally like this, but for example, everything that you see is nowhere near final. I can guarantee you that the chests of drawers and stuff like that and the lighting and stuff isn't final. But yeah, I'm really excited in seeing their take on some of the newer levels. I'm also really excited to see what they do with the home world again, because originally it was artisans. I'm actually not sure what's going to be happening there, whether they're going to add different portals, whether they're going to add their own home world or something like that. Personally though, and this is just my own sort of opinion here, is that I would rather see them do maybe something like 5 levels, like what they're originally going to do, rather than make an entire game. Make Morta's Mayhem, a proof of concept and only do a few levels, and then you can take what you've learned and, work on a more fully fledged game later on. I just think that a lot of people try and do too much too soon. The right word really isn't saying too much ambition, because I don't want to say that you shouldn't have ambition, but I think that their original plan, I hope they keep by that and don't try and make like 25 levels, because it will just take too long at that point. And I think that hey, the first game's always good, but you know what? If you do it right, the sequel's always better. Look at Spyro 1, Spyro 2. Most people prefer 2 to 1. I still love 1, absolutely love 1, but a lot of people prefer 2. So I think with Morta's Mayhem, I think there's a lot of great stuff, but I would love to see, I would love to see it be a shorter game, which means that we would essentially get it a lot sooner. I know that's a little bit selfish, but it's obviously up to them. I'll probably speak to Frank and Faith about that later, see what they think, see what their mentality is. Love to have an interview with them at some point as well and show off some stuff, because I don't want to wait another year for this next footage. But anyway, I love that dial picker there, it's fantastic. Anyway, I know that I'm also going to show off something that was done for April Fools here. This is Spring Savanna stuff. I'm not putting this in the title because it's already, you guys have probably already seen it at this point. I just want to point this out. This is great. My own theory is that this was based on something on Reddit, because I remember seeing a comment saying that if there was a third Spyro boss before, it would be Saw. It'd be like a, sort of a bird. The bird from Thingo would have been, from End of Spyro 2 would have actually been the third world boss before a fourth world. Look at this. If this is actually the boss portal, holy cow. Look at this. Look at this. Actual cutscenes. The sheep is, of course, behind it all. It's the second coming of Dr. Shemp. The Doctor's Hemp. No, not Dr. No, not Dr. Guys, what is wrong with me today? I'm completely messing this up. I meant to say Toasty. I'm keeping all this in. This is a one-take video. Like, you're actually seeing me at my lowest at this point. All these f-ups. I'm meant to be like the biggest Spyro fan out there, and I get my two bosses mixed up. Anyway, there you go. Sword defeated. That's fantastic. All right, guys. I'm gonna end it here. I've basically ran through this video in one take and have made a mockery of myself. But no, guys, this is exciting. Stuff at the start. Could we be getting Spyro tomorrow? I'm sick. I didn't even want to put it as a separate video because it's just like, I don't want to lead you guys on, but I do from those pictures look as legit as they get, whether it's the Twitter one and the Spyro logo. Man, it's very, very exciting. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. Please be sure to support Spyro, Morta's Mayhem, Spring Savanna, all the other fan games, because despite us getting Spyro remasters very, very soon, I still think that the fan created content is incredible and needs to be supported throughout all of this. You know, they can coexist, you know what I mean? Alright guys, thank you for watching and I will see you later.
Hi. I brought the stuff.
I need more from life than what Johnny can give me.